Kia ora, Bulla, and welcome to our special cyclone weather video for the South Pacific. I'm Philip Duncan from weatherwatch.co.nz. We're tracking two cyclones at the moment, Severe Cyclone Yasa, which is heading towards Fiji, and Cyclone Zazu, which is moving away from Niue and Tonga, but a bit of severe weather still remains today. In the New Zealand area, a lot of high pressure at the moment, and we're just going to briefly start with New Zealand with the temperatures at the moment. Certainly warmer than average right across the country for today, Wednesday. Inland areas in the South Island and some areas here in the dark shading in the north are over 8 degrees above average. We'll see a few more places today reach 30 degrees. Tomorrow, Thursday, again, pretty hot through these inland areas, but look at the cool change coming through coastal areas. You'll be 10 to 15 degrees cooler on the eastern side than you will be through some of the mountains as we go through Thursday. And just one more map for today, Wednesday. Up around Gisborne, there's a chance that you could be getting up into the 30 to 35 degree mark as those winds start to come on through. All right, let's take a look now at what is happening for Thursday. So we've got these two cyclones up here. Zazu, which looks intense but is moving away. It's going into less favourable conditions with high pressure and cooler sea temperatures, but also it's moving away from land, so less of a focus. This is the focus. Now, the isobars are so close together, you can't see them on this map. It looks like a white kind of blob, but this is a very serious cyclone. Category 5 is expected. That's the highest level for a cyclone in the South Pacific, and that's what we're expecting with sustained winds of 200 kilometres an hour and gusts to 270. Now, windy Wellington doesn't get anything like that, so this is a very serious storm. As it comes in, this is for Thursday night, Friday morning, around about midnight. We'll go with midnight Thursday. This is the storm from one model, ECMWF. Now, there are different models. I know you're seeing them out there. Websites like Windy show the two. They're actually pretty much in agreement at the moment that this is a major storm. The disagreement that still remains is precisely where the centre will go. Now, the worst of the winds with a cyclone, the worst of the storm, is not the whole circular thing you see. It's this middle part where the really strong winds are, that sort of area there. Now, if that moves slightly to the west or to the east, that has an impact on which main centres like Suva and Nandi get hit by this storm. If it moves further to the west and that column of severe weather goes with it, then that might reduce the weather conditions on the eastern side. The latest modelling, though, has been picking it going further and further east with each update, which is now meaning both the main islands and Fiji are exposed. So this is one model, the ECM model, showing that direct hit in the middle there. And like I say, the GFS from America shows it on this side. European ones, the UK one shows it coming into the north as well. So either way, it looks like a direct hit for Fiji. Let's take a look at the rain. So this is the next 3 days worth of rain. Now, it might be a little confusing at first to look at, but I can break it down for you. The blues you're seeing in this zone here are around the 200 to 300 millimetre mark. 200 to 300 millimetres of rain coming in just the next couple of days. The darker blobs you see here and there, that's 300 to 400 millimetres of rain. So that's a lot. That causes slips, flooding, just on its own. On top of that, you've got all those severe gales we just talked about, 200 to 270. Not everyone will get that. That's right where the middle of the storm is, but that's the peak winds. Then we've got the sea conditions as well. These are waves of 10 metres on top of the storm surge underneath the centre of the low, where it lifts up the sea by 2 or 3 metres as well. So this will cause coastal inundation around some of the smaller islands and also around the coastal parts of the main island. So this is definitely one to watch very closely. If you're on a very low-lying island, now's the time to be getting out of there, because this is a very serious situation. You know, in New Zealand, we often get waves this big down around the Southern Ocean side of things. But up in the calm tropics, this is a very serious situation. So that's the rain and the sea. This is the wind. On Friday, lunchtime Friday, you can see that storm coming in. This is the GFS modelling, so a little bit different to the one with all the isobars we just showed you. This shows it a little bit further to the western side. But as you can see, it's still going to be a very serious storm for Fiji, because unless it goes a long way out to sea, that column of severe weather comes through into the main island. That's going to cause the issues. So that's why we're watching this very, very closely. Okay, so lunchtime Friday, that's the storm. Notice how it doesn't look quite so bad when you sort of zoom out away from it. Starting to move away by the very end of Friday, but it's basically with Fiji for anywhere between 24 and 36 hours, that severe weather by the looks of it. This storm's moving away from us and back in New Zealand on Friday. The winds are picking up. That'll push up temperatures again along the eastern areas that have that Thursday cool down. In the north, still sunny, settled and calm. Into the weekend now, Saturday, that windier weather moves further up New Zealand as the cyclone moves away from Fiji. So on Saturday, your weather in Fiji will start to improve. The severe gales should ease by lunchtime or into the afternoon, and the rain should ease fairly early in the morning as well, back to showers. And then the worst of it pushes south of Fiji. We're still under that protected high pressure system though. As we carry on through and we get to Sunday, you can see that low getting closer to New Zealand, but still this huge block of high pressure coming out and really sort of stopping it from quickly coming down towards us. And we get into next week, and again, that storm just only slowly moving down. The high, that's here, that's the same high we've got right now over us in New Zealand, is still around as we get into the start of next week. And that will control, as I said yesterday, that's the control feature for New Zealand, the guiding feature. At this stage, at this very early stage for New Zealand, a lot of you are asking what's going to happen. The modelling is conflicted. Please go to our website. We've got news stories on what might be happening with this system coming into New Zealand. Potentially, it comes into the Tasman and into the west coast with some rain. Not a major storm, just a wet period of weather. Another model shows it coming into northern New Zealand earlier next week, and another model shows it out here falling apart. So we're not sure yet about how it's going to affect New Zealand, but the good news is if you're trying to lock in Christmas Day, just go to our website, weatherwatch.co.nz or ruralweather.co.nz, 10-day forecasts, hourly forecasts out for 10 days, and that now covers Christmas Day. So the IBM supercomputer that we use, Watson, that is taking all of these computer models, hundreds of them in fact, not just the 2 or 3 we show you here, crunching it into that one forecast. So you don't have to do all the thinking, you can just look at our forecast and that will tell you. That is all from me. We'll update you again on Thursday with our next update on the major cyclone, the one that's coming into Fiji, and any potential impacts it might have on New Zealand.